A very warm welcome to The Link Up. This is the show that keeps you on the loop with what's happening around us and our day-to-day issues that we face in Mzansi and around the world. Today, I'm with the ladies. Hello, ladies.
Hey, thanks.
How are you guys?
Good, man.
Looking fantastic.
You as always.
So today we'll be discussing why is it that still in 2020 we're still talking about the first black. So meaning what I mean by the first black, I mean the first black president, the first black woman to achieve this, the first black man to get this, you know. What is your take on this issue, ladies?
I think it's more of we've been oppressed so much that when we inform people of our achievements, it makes us feel like we're something because we've always been the inferior race somehow.
Yeah.
So maybe up until 2020, it would still, people are still doing that because it's like some form of maybe we're trying to belong or something like that. Not necessarily for approval for anyone, but it's like we've been oppressed way too much. It's like these, it's like maybe we're just trying to embrace the achievements that we've had because we've had a lot of other people that we hear that they've done this and that, and like less black people you'd never hear of, or who invented what as a black person. So I think it's something, it's because there's still oppression in 2020, that's why.
Mm-hmm. You know, for me, I feel like as black people, we're in the building, like we're coming for things, like within, but also as much as we're excited about being within, and we're only celebrating first black woman to do this, first black man to create this and that, you know. But at the same time, it's not something we should be celebrating. Like it should be something normal, guys. Yeah. It should be something like it shouldn't be even a matter of first black and don't. For example, when a white person does something, we don't say, okay, now this is the first white person to create this thing. This is the first white person to invent this thing. They create something and then goes to ban Bill van Heerden, the creator of whatever, you know. There's no first black, there's no first white, whatever, you know. But I think with us, as much as we're excited, but also at the same time, we still have that mindset, we're inferior, so we always feel white people are the superior. So each time we crack something, each time we come up with the ideas as a brilliant and whatever, because obviously like we've been oppressed, so we did not have the resources to do that we wanted to do. I mean, we came up with a whole lot of ideas, and some would even steal the ideas of black people.
That's what I was about to get into. That, like, I think it's you see how you see on the news, if someone does something, a black person does something. Let's just say on Twitter, because everybody's on Twitter right now. But if someone would say if a black person would achieve something, like at the University of Harvard, it's like I'm talking, it's globally now. We're just not bringing it down to South Africa. Yeah. Someone at University of Harvard achieved something, a black person achieved something. They're not gonna write their name, like who did this. They'll just be like, a man created this, and now we have to say the name of the person too. It's like, it's not everyone who knows like the position that they are as a black person. We are not inferior. No human being is more superior than anyone. But there are people that still feel like, they still feel inferior. There's still people that it's unfortunate that that's what it is. So it's like maybe we're doing that for that specific group of people to be like, we are way more than what you think we've always been.
Yeah, and I also feel that bringing it back to SA, here in South Africa, it was hard for black people to get educated back in the days, you know. It was hard for us to actually achieve things because education was only given to the whites, right? But then times have changed. When are we going to start looking past color and start seeing achievements for what they are, you know? Start saying, okay, maybe Ginny Hlangabeza just achieved this, and not putting first black woman to achieve this. What is it going to take for us to look beyond color?
I think
it's a tricky one. Honestly, it's gonna take us forever to actually get there. It's gonna take us like decades for us to actually get there. Because I mean, as much as we feel like, okay, now we're free, as much as we feel free, and I mean, whatever. But those things have always been instilled to parents zethu. When they see a white person, they see a god type of vibe.
Yeah.
They see a master type of vibe, you know? And to a point whereby even black people, when you're doing well as a black person, for example, maybe a garage or wherever, if someone wants to sell you something, they'll be like, hey, mlungwam, you know? Because there's always that thing, yobana, white people only, they can have the power of doing so and so and so. So if I'm gonna give you money and whatever, then now you start worshipping and don't hey, mlungwam, whatever, you know? And also, I mean, I hate to say it, but even today, our parents, our grandparents, and even some of Tina in this generation will still fear white people. We still feel they're superior, and like if a white person was to walk into on this conversation that we're having right now, like I'm sure would maybe like wouldn't talk much, wouldn't be as comfortable, you know, like instead of us focusing, but instead would be sitting and admiring yo. Or for example, if you sing a white person ekasi, and then you're like, yo, umlungu, you know? And then if you watching videos of white people speaking Venek, and we're like, what? We're clapping hands. Why?
I think to answer like part of your question, that like how, when we would get to the point of the fact that it'll be normal, like it's going to be something normal for a black person to achieve something, or to just be, you know, like when is it ever going to be normal? I think sometimes you see what recently happened with the hair situation.
Oh yes, clicks.
Yeah, so it's like it's like somehow as black people we've been oppressed so much, so it's like we're trying to prove a point as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're just trying to prove a point. It's not that we don't know who we are, but we're really just trying to prove a point, and it's like we don't need to at this point, because we know who we are. But also there's just that small percentage that will always, like you say, that they'll always bow down and think that, you know, the white person is superior, and it's like, oh, I would rather do business with a white person than a black person.
Because we see white and then we see power.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Because I remember this one time I was at church, I visited this other church in Allxess, and the priest was white. Ne? Okay, cool. Then, like, I was observing how, yes, no, I do that, hey? Like, first of all, I don't like being made uncomfortable. Yeah. So, I'll study your energy, but so that I know, but I play foul or what's happening. Like, I just, also the approach, like, you need to be
Humble yourself in front of me.
So now the priest is white. Okay, cool. So now I'm observing everything that's happening, and then how he was speaking to abantu abadala, and I was so disappointed because I'm like, most of the people up in this congregation, obviously, I mean, bafundile, they're the new generation. So why cannot they challenge him into saying, no, you're not gonna speak to me like that. Yeah, you're not gonna address issues. You're not gonna address the issues in NAM like that. You're gonna speak to me like you're speaking to Omnia Umdu that you're gonna speak to with irrespect. And I mean, la mama was super old. Like she was a whole grandmother to have Umdu who's in like maybe in their 40s disrespecting you. Yeah. So I was like, and then I was sitting and I was like, what is the youth doing about this thing? What are our mothers? Because at least Mama Betu could actually say, bona they stand their ground and whatever, you know. So like they demand that respect. But what are they doing about that situation? So we're still giving power. We still want to be inferior, Tina, because it's in our minds. It's always been like that. You see a white person and then.
Yeah, but then bring this to my next point, adding on what you just said. Right now, times have changed, as I said, and now we are educated and whatnot. Why don't us as the youth take it upon ourselves to educate people about this, that no, we are equal, skin color doesn't matter. When will things change? When will us as youth take it upon ourselves to change things and not live according to the generational cycles that have been happening? What is it going to take for us to break the cycle?
I think firstly just to see human beings as equal, because if I will still have a mentality that I'm inferior, I'll give someone else that
you pass it over to your kids,
and I'm gonna pass it over to my kids that hey, like guys, we are inferior, this is what it is. So I think we should start like telling people that guys, we are kings, you know, we are who, like this is who we are as human, the human race. Because if you strip everyone off of skin, like who are we? If you strip people off of skin, everyone, like put every race here, put the Asians, put the Indians are the Asian. Okay, put the Chinese, put the Indians, put the Latinos, put the colored people, put the black people, put the white folks over there, put everyone here and strip off all their skin. Everyone. Strip off of all their skin and their hair. Will they still be like races, or it's just a human being?
Just a human being.
And it's boring, man. Like, imagine if we all had one complexion, man. Guys, come on. Like, it wouldn't, like, I think it would just be boring. So I think it's just the idea that someone else at some point thought, like, no, man, this looks like an oppressible race. You know? This looks like, you know, we could use this specific group of people. Yeah. So now it's no longer, it's more of a mental shackle that, like, you still think that, you know, the white person has power over you.
And also because of the privileges, like
there is a lot of privileges.
We can never deny the white privileges. You know, we can never deny the white privileges. I mean, like, white people get jobs, being as degrees and whatever, and now you have to do a degree, you have to do your honors, your masters, and then you told man, you
can't even get a job.
That time the person superior wako only has immatric. You know what I'm saying? And also, someone had said something about the issue of land. Like, for the black person, for you to actually get land, they want money out of you, you know? But if it was a white person to propose something, but now, yo, listen, I need this land for farming or whatever, then we trust, you know, because we trust white people, we give them the power. And also, I think also we should stop that thing of saying, but now, if about like white people are doing normal things, like normal things that we all do, and then we start clapping hands for them, but now, yo, it's extraordinary, it's out of the world, you know. I think it all starts there, guys. Like, we need to take a power, we need to take a crowns.
But also, how do, I mean, also because I have like a few white friends, and they need to know that this is the privilege that they have, because somehow if that privilege is dismantled and everyone has equality, everyone gets the same share of everything, then there's no longer that white privilege and everything, and all of it is equal. So somehow we might forever, things are changing now, but it might take some time before we get to a point of that equality of, you know, who's better than who, and like, I don't know how long it might take, but that privilege also is just kind of a barrier still up until now.
All I'm saying is that as black people, we gotta slay until they stop writing those headlines as it is first black. We gotta show them.
Yeah, that brings us to the end of the show. Ladies, it's always nice having you guys. Yeah, so we've seen that us in the world, we still have a lot to work on. We still have a lot to learn. And hopefully with time, things will get better. But that brings us to the end of the show. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and leave your comments down below and like. And also like our pages on all social media platforms. Until next time, from me and the ladies, it's goodbye.